What's up, everybody? ScottX1307 back again. First, I want to say happy holidays to everyone. No matter what holiday you celebrate this time of the year, if you do, happy holidays, and if you don't, well, happy December. Hope everything is going well for everybody at this time of the year. Things are going pretty good here. That's one thing I can say about the holiday season is no matter what's going on through the year, 99% of the time holidays roll around and things just kind of work out, which is always nice. So hope everyone out there is having a good holiday season, a good December, and enjoying it. So got a current comic book haul here. A few books I picked up at the local store recently, and then day before yesterday, which was what's today's the 22nd, so on the 20th went out to a couple of flea markets like usual, and then yesterday I went to a flea market down in another town. It's about an hour away. Haven't been to in a while. They usually don't have comic books, but they have toys and other things like that, and looking for some inexpensive holiday gifts and things. I ended up picking up a few gifts there. Didn't pick up anything for myself, but it wasn't a wasted trip. And there is a comic book store, this little town called McDonough, which just blew up over the past few years and has expanded tremendously. I almost didn't recognize it. It's been a while since I've been down in that area, probably about 10 years or so, and it's just it's amazing how fast it's grown. There's a comic book store there, and they're open on Sundays. It was the 21st, and I think they opened at like 1, so I got in there in the afternoon, looked around. It's a pretty neat store. Didn't find a whole lot. Prices were a little too high for my taste, but you know, it's cool to look around in a store I haven't been in before. And anyway, we get into this at the store, local comic store I usually go to. Picked up a few current titles. Grabbed. They still had a first printing of Low #2, so I picked that up. Missed out on the first few issues when it first started. I got a second printing of #1. They didn't have #3, so I got to look for that now. I like the first issue. Looking forward to reading this one. I haven't gotten to it yet, but it's pretty good in that first issue. So then I picked up FBP #16, latest issue. I haven't read this one yet either, but I liked 15, and can't wait to read this and see what's going on. Now, these books I did read. The Bunker #8. I'm still liking this series. It's really neat, the twists and turns taking place between the present and the future. And they're expanding the story more and showing what's going on with the characters and how they came to their falling out and things like that. So it's still good. At least I like it so far. This is a title I've been waiting a couple of months for. They kept putting it off and putting it off. Finally, Afterlife with Archie #7. Now I just got to find the variant cover. Like this issue, a little toned down from some of the others. Wasn't full of action or anything, but it was a good story. Good look at some past events and how they're affecting what is going on currently. So that was really good. And then the last two issues, I got behind on this for a minute, but I am caught up now, and I don't know really what to say about this title that hasn't been said. Alex and Ada, got issue 10 and 11. So glad I picked these up. This title just continues to be good with every issue. It's such a good look at artificial intelligence, and you know, the same old routine of questioning what is life, what is humanity, you know, what is consciousness and things like that. But it's done in a kind of unique way, but it's so character driven that it even without the action of superhero books, it makes you know, it leaves you wanting to find out what's happening in each issue, which is great. Superb storytelling. Really like the art. It's a little cleaner, a little more simpler than a lot of titles, but it really helps with the real world feel that this book gives. It's very good, very good. I'm glad that I finally picked those up. Alright, now to the other comic book store that I stopped at that I hadn't been to before. I think it's called Bungie's Comics. I only picked up a couple of things there. One I picked up for someone else, and it's off in the mail. Hopefully they'll get it the day before, just the day after Christmas. Hopefully it'll be right there. But I picked up two cool things, something I've never picked up before. The comic shops around me don't really carry them. I've only seen a couple, and they were figures I wasn't really interested in, and they were priced a little too high. But this store had the Eagle Moss figures. They're from the chess collection, but they're still neat. They had them on sale. Most places around here, they're wanting $20-$30 for these little figures. It's just kind of ridiculous. I understand they're kind of a pewter resin type material, but still, and they're hand painted, but still, that's a little high. Especially when you look on the little magazine that comes with them, and it says the U.S. price is $16. So why they would be trying to sell them for more than that is beyond me. Anyway, I picked up two. I picked up one Marvel and one DC that I thought were cool. I picked up the Taskmaster figure, which I really thought was really cool. It's got a lot of detail for these little figures. Really neat. I like the face. Good skull mask there, and just good attention to detail. Really neat. So, and from DC, I was looking for Darkseid. They didn't have it, so I picked up Deathstroke. Probably my second favorite DC villain. And this one, it's more along, I guess, the New 52 look, but it's still neat. I like it. Again, it's a lot of detail for a little figure like this. Really cool though. So, nice little stand and all. They stand up pretty good. And oh, and one more thing I picked up at my regular comic book store. I couldn't pass it up. They still had their Funko Pop figures or whatever on sale, and I've never seen this one before. Haven't seen it online, so I figured, what the hell, I'm gonna pick it up. Huge fan of the Crow, so I had to pick this up. Eric Draven, the Crow. It's not a bobblehead, it's just a regular vinyl figure, but it's got that classic pose from the movie. So, couldn't pass that up. They got them on sale for like $8, so. And one last thing I did find in the other comic book store. I was just looking around. I was only in there for maybe 30-40 minutes just looking around. They go through the little, they always have a little kids section, and I always just kind of, you know, take a peek in there. You never know what you find. And there's a little box of magazines sitting on the floor, and the first couple were Life with Archie magazines, and for some reason I was just like, you know, flip through those just for the hell of it. You never know what you find. And I'm glad I did. He still had copy of Life with Archie 23, the Francovilla variant cover that inspired the Afterlife with Archie series. I don't even know if they did a second print on this, but from what I can tell, this is the first printing. It doesn't say second printing anywhere. It's November 2012. From what I looked up, that is when the issue came out originally. All the ads are for November of 2012 and December of 2012, so usually in reprints sometimes they'll change the ads. It matches the barcode. I could only find one issue on eBay that was separate, that was being sold by itself. It matched the barcode. Theirs, they said, was in fine condition, about 6.5, and they were asking $68 by it now. I got this for $4 cover price. It's got one little issue up top, a small little corner crease, which isn't, I mean, it's like maybe 2 millimeters across. It's the very, very tip. Can't even see it. No, you can, just barely. And a little spot on the back, which is where it's probably upside down and somebody was thumbing through, and you know, you catch the edge of a magazine when it's not bagged and it kind of bends it. Other than that, it's in really good shape. So incredibly happy to find this. I couldn't believe it was still in there, especially look around at the prices this guy had in his store. I mean, there were current books, last month's issues. If it was a $2.99 cover price, he was selling them for $3.50 to $5 for any title. Didn't matter whether it was the most mass-produced Marvel and DC title or the lowest print run indie title. Didn't matter. Titles that were 3 to 4 months old were $4 to $5, $6. And titles that had just come out a couple weeks ago, if they were, you know, like a $2.99 cover price, they were $3.50. I personally can't condone that. Don't up the price of current books right after they come out, especially when they're not, when it's nothing that's particularly hot or a low print run or anything like that. If you've still got 30 copies of them in your store, you shouldn't have them above cover price. My local store, after about 6 months on the shelf for current titles, they put them in back issue boxes, and they're generally cover price to half of cover. Because if they've sat around in the store a current title for 6 months, obviously pretty hard to sell. Yeah. Anyway, at the flea market down there in McDonough, it's called Peachtree Peddlers, I believe. I was looking at some of the toys and action figures, which is really the main thing that they had there, other than a couple of stuff I got for family members. They had the Marvel Select figures, and well, they're pretty neat. I know somebody that collects them, and you know, I'm not that big into toys. I don't know what is you know, super hot right now or not. I know the Marvel Selects sell pretty well, but I know that you buy them brand new in the store and they're like $20. I have seen them in places for $15. This guy, I was looking at the dates on the back of them. These were all you know, like from this year, from 2014, and he's wanting $30 for them. And then he immediately tells me, he says, yeah, you can pick them up in the store for $20. I'm confused. So I look at him and I ask him, and how much did you say you're selling them? I let them go for $30. But you just told me you can buy them brand new in the store for $20. Yeah, if you spend $100 driving around all over town trying to collect them all. I'm like, no, actually, you can just sit in your chair in front of your desk at your computer and type a few words in and probably find them, you know, for $20 from an online store, since they are current figures. If they were a few years old, I could understand, maybe, because I know they are collectible, but these were current figures you can find, and hell, you can find some of them in Walmart. So, hey, whatever. I told the guy I thought that was a little too expensive, and I walked across to the other guy selling toys and bought a couple of things. Oh well, Hey man, you can't budge on your price, and you're trying to get, you're at a flea market and you're trying to get higher than retail on something that's not vintage or antique. There's something wrong there. Anyway, I'll start rambling. I just thought that was weird. The guy, you know, really gave me a dirty look, like he was offended, and I just didn't care. I'd hardly go there. That's the first time I've been there in years. Who knows how long it'll be before I go back. So, buddy, if you were offended, oh well. Anyway, you guys have a good Christmas or holiday, whatever you choose to celebrate, and hopefully we'll all be back here in the new year, still collecting comics, and still going strong. Till then, everybody take care, and like always, keep reading those books. Later, y'all.